It's 7:01 p.m. on Monday, March 31st, and I'll call the Finance Committee meeting to order. It is being recorded. I have with me in the room Tom Parkins, Maury Creighton, Peter Twining, Andy Olderman, and myself, Sarah Mellish. On Zoom is Andrea Mainville, the town accountant. I don't see anybody else on Zoom. Greg is ill, so that's why he's not here. I was expecting Dean and Gar, but I don't see them. Maybe they're on a different, maybe their clocks are different. So the first item on the agenda is the 2025 FinCom annual report to finalize it. Hi, Gar.
Hello, Sarah.
Gar Morris has joined us. Is to discuss this FinCom 2025 report. I looked at all of the edits on SharePoint and I extracted the report, which I sent to you sometime today. I think it was early afternoon or mid-afternoon by the time I sent it. I'm not sure which.
Yep.
I don't know if people had a chance to look at it. Probably the biggest thing I did outside of SharePoint was to add that second paragraph in under OPEB. Because as I was looking at it, I said, I don't think people probably really know what OPEB is.
Right.
More the distinction between retirees
Right.
and current. Right.
Yeah.
I think you did a
Think it's okay?
useful addition.
Okay.
Because I find sometimes our report can be a little bit dense in the sense of terms, that people may not be very familiar with.
Right.
I also like the use of bullet points.
Oh, good.
So it was more efficient.
I made a number of other changes. I made some minor changes, deleting a word here and there. And I deleted a phrase. Let me find. Under the financial highlights, the 8th bullet under capital budget, I deleted everything after the coastal zone, hi Dean, after the coastal zone management agency clause. And the reason I did that is because further down, we go through every item in the capital budget, but because there's been so much talk about grants in Manchester that I just thought it was important to highlight the fact that we lost $1 million.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that deletion's okay?
1.3, wasn't it?
No, it was 1 million. Yeah.
In fact, the library's already written, well, most of us to increase our donation to because they lost the.
Yeah. And the other thing I discovered this afternoon is under the school operating budget, when I talk about the debt service, I realized that the total was correct, but I hadn't changed the breakdown between the middle high school and the elementary school from the original numbers, so I calculated that when we did it.
I think it's good, and going through it, all your numbers in later paragraphs tie to your numbers in earlier paragraphs, so there's
Check that out. Yeah.
no sort of like what happened between page 2 and page 6, which we've done before.
Right. And Andrea gave me the estimated retained earnings for these water and sewer enterprise funds went up, and that's to reflect the 2 quarters of those meter payments on the bills.
Okay.
Okay.
anything need to be said with respect to the change, the selecting or changing the 15,000? I'm down looking at the capital budget, capital section of capital.
The totals,
The
the
totals are
totals are
fine.
the same.
Yeah, totals are the same, but the sources,
Yeah,
maybe,
and the sources in totality are the same. And we're not explaining under each item what the source is.
right.
Right, I don't think we ever specified that it was coming from the harbor fund.
Oh, we did.
So,
We're gonna
in the
have,
write-up, in the.
no, not in the write-up,
So
but
we
we're
don't
gonna
have
have to have another vote on that tonight,
Right,
just to be in sync.
okay.
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 I know I came late, I had a couple comments.
Okay, what are your comments?
Um,
Tell us where you are.
yeah, so, under financial highlights, the first bullet, are we at 3.4%?
No, we're at 3.5.
Okay, so
That
that's,
was there was the last meeting where she handed it out.
yeah,
She had a total, but the 50, there was a 50,000 number.
okay, that kicked,
Wasn't in the total, but was in
okay, okay.
the capital budget. Yeah,
Now, humor me one more time
Yep.
with the capital exclusion versus the debt exclusion. Is this 660,000 capital exclusion
yes.
within the 3.4 included in, or it's outside of?
It's in it. And
Okay.
am I correct, Andrea?
Yes, you are. It is included.
Because the way the spreadsheet and the accounting, it's in there.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So, but the difference is, and if I had realized it earlier, I probably would have said, let's not do the capital exclusion.
Yeah,
But it's too late
yeah,
in the game.
okay.
So that needs to be voted on at the ballot box. And what that is in effect doing is creating more excess levy capacity.
Exactly,
Okay.
yes.
Because if we included it, if it wasn't going to the ballot as a one-year exclusion, we would have included it in the ballot and it would have impacted the,
Good.
yeah, 6 and 1/2 dozen of the, I think Greg wanted to keep it as a capital exclusion every year for consistency purposes on the tax rate.
In fact, I think that's reflected in his.
That's right.
Right, Andrea? Yep,
Yep, that's right.
okay.
So, another one.
Yep.
The 200,000 under capital for the sewer.
Yes,
So in the capital sources funding, we say it's for a sewer system upgrade.
right.
But in the, under capital, under financial highlights, it's for additional sewer treatment plant upgrade. Should we just say system up there as well to keep it? Because I don't think it's for the plant upgrade itself.
Isn't it for sustainability, Andrea, to raise stuff up? Would you know what the 200,000 is for this year?
That is for their ongoing plant upgrades. So their normal plant upgrades with the different equipment that they replace and
Okay,
things like that. So that's what that 200 is. So in internal, we interchange sewer plant upgrades with sewer system upgrades because the plant is essentially the whole thing.
so which term
So
should we
that's kinda
use? Which term should we use?
Probably sewer system would make it
Okay,
easier to understand.
and where was the other?
It's like at the top of the page.
Where's the other reference?
Oh,
7.
capital plan and sources of financing. No, wait.
That's a sewer system upgrade.
But down below it, at the top of the next page break, it says sewer enterprise fund.
Well, that's where the
That's a
money's
source.
coming
No, under
from.
capital plan and sources of funding.
Yeah,
Next to the last bullet.
Yes,
it says sewer system upgrade.
yes.
And that's what she's saying we should use. Where is it saying something else?
Under capital at the beginning,
Okay,
under financial highlights, the capital budget, and one of the things is additional sewer treatment plant upgrades.
okay, so before you got here, I deleted all of that.
Okay,
So what I did is I ended that bullet at the Coastal Zone Management Agency and then deleted all of the others since we're listing further down what all of
Okay.
the,
that gets rid of the
Upgrades.
inconsistency.
yeah. But I wanted to keep in that bullet the fact that we lost $1 million grant.
Yep, okay.
Because I think that's
The only other comment I had is under the 340,000 for DPW vehicles. That seems like a lot, and maybe we should add like the front end
Where are you
loader.
again? I'm sorry.
It's on capital plan and sources of
Sources of
funding.
funding.
The third item,
Page 4.
Right.
page numbers would be.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, might wanna
No,
try to
it's
justify
for-
that high number with
It's
saying
for a dump, no, they can see that in the capital plan. Well, it's for a dump truck and for the backhoe.
it's front end loader and 2 pickups. I think.
No, one, they're down to one truck.
That's right,
Okay,
they're one
they
truck.
changed it, okay, so we'll
Because
keep it vague.
the cost came in higher for 2 trucks,
Okay, okay.
and so they dropped it down to 1. But I think that,
What would you think of page numbers being put on?
well, she's just gonna put into a booklet for
It's
us.
gonna go.
Yeah.
So the pages will not be independent, but
I'm leaving,
in
I don't
in your
know,
presentation from the front, you wouldn't refer to something on a certain page, or, I mean, you wouldn't, that wouldn't be needed in your
I
presentation.
wouldn't dare,
Okay.
because the booklet's smaller,
Yes.
and I don't know how this
Oh, that's right.
document
It will turn
translates to
into
the
more-
booklet.
yes.
It's gonna be reformatted.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
so I,
The booklet is small, yeah.
yeah, so under capital items. They list out the front end loader separate
Yes,
from the truck. And what we're referencing them over to the warrant article for the capital items for more details. Because the warrant articles will be in this booklet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
if we
Right.
put that Article 5 chart from the spreadsheet, it still has 2 vehicle replacements. If that's going right in the town report. book.
Andrea, was that changed?
I'm checking right now, because I don't recall off the top of my head.
I mean, the number didn't change, but
The description is not accurate.
it just says 2.
Great, thank you. Yeah, so if it's possible to just get rid of that 2 that's in parenthesis. If it's not too late.
Yes.
Thank you. What else?
That was all I had. Thanks.
Excellent report.
Okay.
Yes, yes, it was. Great job.
And then what I'll be doing on when I speak on the warrant articles, I'm gonna speak on more, since I'm only allowed 2 minutes, I'm gonna speak on more articles and kind of break it down more.
You're gonna speak really fast.
Well, what I'm gonna try to do is to take some of the stuff out of here.
Yeah.
If I can.
Yeah.
So for instance, when I talk about OPEB, I think I might give that brief explanation of what OPEB is.
Right.
And then say,
It's gonna take up 2 minutes right there.
You can do that in 2 or 3 sentences.
yeah,
Refer to the book,
yeah,
page 17 of your book shows.
so. Okay, so, am I correct? There's no additional warrant articles that we need to vote on, Andrea?
Correct.
Good. Oh, wait a minute. So are we good with this report?
Yes,
Yes.
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 As all the adjustments you just made.
Take that as a
yeah.
vote, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
very good.
You want to vote it now?
What?
You want to vote it now?
We need to vote it?
We don't need to vote, as long as I've got consent all around.
Okay.
That's good enough for me. No ATM articles. So the next is budget items. And I think as people are aware from Greg's email that the select board voted on the budget. And they made one change. And the change they made is to have the 15,000 shellfish study paid from fund balance, and the harbor boats to have 15,000 paid from the harbor fund and 101,000 paid from fund balance. So the numbers between those segments are the same, but by the items are different. So I would like to have a motion to approve that.
So move.
So move.
Peter moves.
Second.
Maury second. Any discussion?
I just had thought that the boats were gonna be funded by the harbor fund.
Harbor
Along
Fund
with-
doesn't have enough money.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so the budget we received was from fund balance.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Harbor Fund, I think, is a little lean.
I think it's barely over 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any more discussion? Take a vote. Tom?
Yes.
Gar?
Yes.
Maury?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Sarah votes yes. Yeah?
Will the salvage value of the boats that we have now, once we get rid of them, go back into the fund balance?
I believe, well, I don't know exactly how. Andrea, does that go into the fund balance or does that offset the cost?
I believe that for the boats, they're not gonna be a trade-in or anything, so it'll go to, free cash. So it'll go to the general fund.
So we
Okay,
have 6
okay.
boats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
You wanted to go back into harbor?
no.
Okay, I just, wondered.
We're paying for the boats out of,
I know, I realize that.
General
I
fund
wasn't sure if there
and-
was a.
I mean, I guess what she's saying is if there's a trade-in involved in the purchase,
Right. It's reduced.
then it automatically reduces the price.
Right.
Okay,
Yes,
But they're not
I see.
envisioning a trade-in,
that's right.
so they would trade them in separately. I'm sure we lost money on the deal.
I'm positive. And I think we've also created expectations for what the boats cost in the harbor, just hugely. We're at the 400,000 something level. Just,
It's crazy.
oh, it's extraordinary.
It's a lot of fiberglass.
Hmm?
A lot of fiberglass.
Well,
Just
But-
mark up.
thank you. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I
This-
think
Because
it's
it's
an
a
expectation
Municipal
change.
vehicle?
this grant made it, almost too good to pass up.
Well, I'm not complaining.
Assuming we get
I
it.
understand your point.
But, well, if we don't get it, the deal's off, I would assume.
Right, yeah. And if you noticed in the report that I had them give me all of the grants,
Yes.
because just with all of the, I think it's important for people to understand the grants we're relying on. And if some of them don't come through, stuff is gonna fall off the table. I don't have warm fuzzy feelings, but
No.
1.5 million from NOAA.
You might want
I
to
wouldn't hold
just
your
touch on
breath.
that in your remarks,
Okay,
but
yeah.
maybe not. I mean, it's really a judgment call.
Yeah.
Now the mayor of Boston has put a target on our backs.
Um, Yeah, I can mention that. Because we don't have those COVID grants in hand yet, because we haven't started the work. They're granted, but that doesn't seem to matter these days. No update from the town administrator. We have the February 19th minutes. Dean made
March
some
19th.
changes.
March 19th.
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. Oh.
We're still missing the 5th.
What?
We're still missing the 5th. They skipped ahead one.
So
Yeah, March 19th.
where do we say that the boats are contingent on getting the grant?
It might not be in the write-up itself.
Oh, I
No,
think
if
I
you-
found it. The grants fund various.
The 600,000 federal port security, Homeland Security grant for 2 harbor patrol boats.
Yeah,
Do you have a warm
I found
fuzzy
it now.
feeling on that Homeland Security grant?
Not a chance, not a chance.
Okay, the minutes from March 19th. Dean sent some changes. People see those?
Did not see the change.
So that he added under the CPC The town requested additional funding from CPC for the restoration of the rotunda. And he explained why the request was made. He said the request was made to help make up for the shortage due to the adjustment in funding from one of the primary sources projected to provide a grant to town. Some of that was already in there.
Most of it was.
The CPC approved an additional $200,000 for a total of $500,000 in rotunda funding, bringing the revised overall total for CPC projects to $897,100.
I just wanted to clarify, our job was to approve the overall CPC and not this 500,000 additional. The
Yeah.
CPC had already done that the night before, you know, so.
Okay, people are good
pick
with
that up.
that change?
Yep, that's a.
Now, the other change was under the vote on the minutes from February 27th.
I
It
put
said, Mr. Creighton seconded the motion passed 5-1, period. He added in, with Mr. Nahadas opposed as protest to the omission of his inquiries into the actual monetary value that the compost site brings to the town. Now, because we had lots of discussions on that, I will allow this, but in the future, if you want something caveated with your vote, it needs to be said at the time of the vote,
Okay.
okay?
I know you had said we could say why we dissented.
Right, but
It was
needs,
implied in the discussion,
right, but it needs to be, and I think the other thing, I didn't think much of your little comment. It
well,
was a little inflammatory.
it was.
And I think that the time to question that contract was at a meeting with the select board when they signed it.
Right.
It's not up for us to question it every year when it comes before us in the budget, because it's an executed contract. We can't say no.
I'm not saying we should say no, I'm just trying to determine the monetary worth to the town.
But
Because
it's too late to ask that. Time to ask that was when the
No, it
contract
isn't,
was signed.
because if they want to up the tonnage, if they want to change anything, if there's a violation and we shut them down,
Well, that's,
we can renegotiate this
well,
contract.
that would be the time to discuss it.
Right,
Not
at the
every year at
sanitation
budget time.
budget, at the
No,
sanitation.
not during the budget.
It's
that
gonna
would be-
come up next year, Mark Mullin.
Well, okay, we'll discuss it then. Do I have a motion to approve the amended minute meetings from March 19th, 2025?
So moved.
These are March
Tom.
19th, okay.
March 19th.
Yeah, March 19th.
Second.
Gar seconds. Tom moves, Gar seconds. Any discussion? Any other changes to them? Take a vote. Tom,
Yes.
Gar,
Yes.
Maury,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes,
Peter,
Yes,
Andy,
Yes.
Sarah votes yes. Okay.
thank you.
now we're gonna vote the February ones too? The ones we just, oh, there was a discussion, right, of the February?
I think there was only the March 19th was outstanding.
Oh,
I think we approved the other minutes last meeting.
very good.
You don't want to go there again.
Yeah. Enough with minutes.
Yeah.
We're missing one set of minutes for March. Gail didn't have time to do that.
And that's the 5th, I think. So,
Yeah, she was called out of town on a family emergency, so. She called me today to tell me she didn't get them done. Okay. So the next item is to discuss future meetings. We're running through this agenda super fast.
It's gonna be a little late.
Those have town meeting a little later
Yeah.
usually. Gives us more time.
Have you decided what you want to do with town meeting? Are we going to meet?
Yes, we're going to meet at 6 o'clock before town meeting, and town meeting is in the Memorial School.
Do we have any idea where?
No, Debbie Powers will find us a room. It's probably in one of those rooms with all the glasses where you meet,
Right.
and then the kids come in for their babysitting.
Yes. Yes. But it's at 6 o'clock.
6, yeah. I figure then, because I need to get into the meetings relatively early, and I just think that gives us a little, I'm assuming we will have nothing to discuss, but I don't know. It's a long time between now and town meeting.
And you want us to collect after the meeting
just to adjourn.
Adjourn.
Does the select board anticipate making a decision on the administrator before town meeting?
Yes.
So we
There's-
might have something to talk about with that.
They're scheduled to vote on April 7th. At their April 7th meeting, they're doing interviews this week. I don't know, the 3rd, must be Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Yeah.
So functionally, he just gets inserted into that salary position, whether it's adjustable or not, but at least it's there. And then, like,
Well, it's like
we
any,
put out a rec if,
it's like any time they hire a new employee during the year, the salary budget is based on the incumbents.
right,
And so if they go higher than
Free
the
cash.
incumbent,
that's what reserves are for.
then they have to find money
Yeah.
elsewhere, either savings and other salary accounts or the FinCom reserve.
I was hoping more to
Typically,
go
like,
lower.
the last 2 weeks.
I don't think that's
of
gonna happen.
No. Yeah.
Not based on what the salary is in Danvers.
Yeah.
It's like 40,000 higher than what we're paying.
Yeah, well, Danvers is a city, right?
Yeah, but 40,000 is
come
a
on.
lot of money. I don't really know much about town administrative salaries.
Anyway.
So as I said, I'm gonna do up things I'm gonna say at for each applicable warrant article. Do people want to meet to go over that for a meeting before town meeting, or do you just want me to send them around?
Only if it helps you.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Just send them around?
yeah, you want to do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send them around, and if people feel they don't like them, then we can meet.
We'll let you know.
Right.
Okay. So that would mean our next meeting is before town meeting.
Not Wednesday. Not this Wednesday.
Correct.
Thank you. I can erase this out of my book. Thank you.
I forgot we had one.
Yeah, okay.
Don't worry, I didn't post an agenda, so we can't have a
Right,
Wednesday
right.
meeting.
It's not gonna happen.
Okay. I'll make sure I talk to Sue Croft to make sure she knows we don't have any more meetings. So then after town meeting, what type of schedule do we want?
What kinds of things do we need to do?
Okay, so, Andrea,
Yes,
we have reserve transfers
yes.
purportedly, and interfund transfers. And I guess usually the interfund aren't ready till after 6:30, is that correct?
I usually try and do them as late as possible.
Okay. Are you expecting any FinCom reserve transactions? Or it's too early?
I am, actually.
Okay,
I can send around a list. I have, like, right off the top of my head, I have, legal is one of them. Snow and ice has been over a little bit.
I've expected that.
Yeah, there's some, like, little salary adjustments here and there, but,
So that we should probably meet on before the end of June, just to get it out of the way.
yeah. And I'll also have the, quarterly report, the third quarter.
Oh, that's right.
That's the point.
So do we want to meet in May to do the third quarter report and
That might be good.
FinCom reserve transfers?
Would also be good to talk about the launch business before they get into the season,
launch.
just so we establish expectations on.
Okay, quarterly
There are gonna
report,
be 9 staff members and 40
FinCom,
votes and
7 votes, yeah.
experts,
Flotilla.
launch service, what else?
The Manchester.
What else would you like to talk about in May?
DPW design scope? Well, I mean, there's a lot of money in there. We're not really sure what we have yet.
So if all of the things get voted through at town meeting,
Yeah.
like these changes in staff positions, there'll probably be some inter-department adjustments on
Those staff changes won't go through till July 1st.
Okay.
Okay, because they're in this year's budget.
Right.
The only thing that you can spend in advance of the next year is fund balance.
Right.
Right, Andrea?
Correct, yep.
Okay. So, for instance, Chuck asked us to switch out the funding for roads to use fund balance instead of capital exclusion, so that he could start working on the Pleasant Street road project before July.
But 2 weeks before the end of the fiscal year, if, for example, overtime is high, or let's say an employee on salary left and we hired an independent contractor, so you have expense versus salary, we can do those switches. And I think, don't we have to do that in the last 2 weeks of the year before we finish?
No,
Andrea would probably know
the
that.
first 2 weeks
There's
of
a-
July, right?
Yeah, technically, according to Mass General, you can do those departmental transfers starting May 1st through July 15th. But a lot of times I don't know the exact amounts or close to what the overtime's gonna be in May and June, so waiting till towards the end of the fiscal year helps to have a more solid number.
Got it.
I always hate the early July meeting. Okay, so let's look at the calendar for May.
Mm-hmm.
Does the third Wednesday work, May 21st?
Yes.
I'm gonna be out of town.
Would we rather do the second Wednesday, May 14th?
I can't. That one.
You can't do that one.
Yes, I prefer the 14th if that works.
14th works. I'm okay, either way.
Well, let's do the 14th, May 14th, and we won't talk about DPW. Okay, Dean?
Well, I was thinking a summer meeting might be good, because that's when we might have time. You know, this current plan to like do everything soup to nut for the roadway, I think is fundamentally flawed, because the water pipes last 100 years and pavement lasts 10 years. And, you know, I think we have to look at that whole pavement management and pipe stuff. And over the summer might be a better time to discuss it when there's not the deadlines.
Oh, that's
It was
fine.
just something, you
That's
know.
fine, yeah. I mean, we usually meet about monthly in the summer,
Yeah,
if we need to. Though I think often we don't meet in August. People seem to not want, Maury doesn't like to meet in August.
Not my favorite.
Apparently Gar doesn't like to
No,
meet
I'm
in
not big
August.
on
My
August
favorite.
myself.
Yeah,
August is nice to be on the ocean.
Shouldn't we also set an annual review of capital commitments that are going to be, what's the right word?
Carryovers.
Excess,
That's right,
unspent money.
unspent, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
You have a time for that?
I believe we usually do those at year end when we do the transfers, in like June, July. Because that's when I start figuring out what I need to carry over for the next year.
Okay. So do we need to do that before you close the books?
Yes, yeah. But we have July and August also to do that as well.
Okay. Okay, so we're meeting on May 14th. Then we need to meet in July. We'll decide whether we're meeting in June or not. So we need to meet in July before July 15th. So that looks like
We're noticing that
July 9th.
that you and Andy, your terms expire. Can we assume that you both are to continue? Or if you're appointed?
Or you're appointed by the moderator or the
I
select
mean,
board?
we're now talking about July.
Yeah, I was gonna peel off.
That's what I
Oh,
figured.
you are.
All right, we gotta start working on him.
Press.
Years after the meeting.
That might take
Your last Sue going here.
Whenever I saw the
Unfortunately,
change,
we can't go across the street.
Oh, that's right. Too bad.
right. Unfortunately, when I saw somebody change it from the 26 to 25, I said, oh darn.
Oh darn.
I said something else. But that's
I didn't
okay.
change it.
Andrea did, right?
Yeah, I think she
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I remembered after you changed it, I said, oh, that's right. Last time I convinced him to stay on and I gave him a shortened term so that we had 2 terms that expired in 25.
Yeah.
I want some moderator appointment, but at somewhere along the line, I think it shifted.
No, you're a select board appointment
I met with Alan Wilson.
because I was selected by Alan and I thought you went over to select board selection.
Maybe they put me there.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm moderator.
Yeah.
Whoever that might be.
Next question.
I
I
heard
guess we do have someone running.
Eli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question is, do we have 2 people running?
Is this gonna be Alan's last town meeting?
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
If you would like, by the way, this is not out of order, to donate to a longevity bench that will be placed out on whatever it is, Central Street or something, in front of the town hall. That
In front
will
of the
say,
friendship tree, right?
near the friendship tree.
Yeah.
Which will have Alan's name and 30 years moderator. I would be happy to provide to you the minutia of how you can do that. So,
Would you provide the minutia?
I will indeed. I will provide it to everybody on this committee.
Right.
If you do, that's great.
Thank you. My concern was we would have raised too much money, which is a rare thing on the finance committee. But anyway, so.
Goes to fund balance.
That's right.
I can assure you,
Downhill.
we will not be coming hand in hand to the finance committee. But I will provide the detail to all of you.
Okay.
Get a July date?
July 9th, can people make July 9th? That's bad.
It's really pushing out.
Was that the second Wednesday?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, unless you want to do July 2nd, before the July 4th
I mean,
weekend.
that would, I'm available, but it's a bad time. You know.
I don't think I have an opinion, whichever you want.
Can we do the 3rd week in July?
No, it's too
No,
late.
It's too late.
Oh, we have to, okay.
Okay with the night.
I would say the 9th because it gives Andrea more time to pull last minute things together.
Okay. When's the last payroll, Andrea?
I'm sorry, say that again?
When's the last payroll?
The last one is July 11th, but I'll have the numbers on the 7th.
Okay,
So I'll have them in time for the 9th.
so the 9th seems to be a good day.
It does.
Okay,
7 o'clock here.
yeah, we may switch to room 7. We won't need, I don't usually use 1623 when it's not budget cycle. And based on all of the attendees, I see Greg has joined us.
I'm here in spirit.
You're looking a little green, Greg.
I was gonna say a little
Yes.
black and white up there.
Greg, is this the same affliction that you had just shortly ago?
No, this is the stomach bug that is hit pretty hard.
Oh,
Must have gotten it from Andrea.
Hang in there.
Hi, Brad. I hope not. Hope you're feeling better, Greg.
Thank you.
Okay, so July 9th, now do we want to meet in June?
yeah. I thought you wanted us to meet in June. Yes.
Can we do the 21st of June?
21st of June is a Saturday.
No, I
Oh,
can't do the 21st.
No, then we can't.
I would-
Well, why are we doing the 14th? Who said, I thought we.
May 14th.
Oh, okay. That's May, that's fine. Oh, so we're not doing the 21st.
What would you like for a June meeting?
I would prefer the 1st or the 3rd.
The ZBA.
No, ZBA is the fourth Wednesday.
I'm on vacation week of the 16th, beginning of the next.
Did you know you're not allowed to take vacation?
That's historically how I've operated, but not this year.
I've noticed. I'm getting some time off at last.
Yeah.
No kids at home anymore.
Well, you sort of get to that point where you realize that, the moments are starting to
Sure.
Exactly.
go away.
How about Wednesday, the 25th?
We get July 9th coming up. I'm good with the 11th.
June 11th?
June 11th. I will not be, I cannot attend that. I will be at a graduation. All his grandchildren,
Good for you.
got 4 grandchildren graduating.
Wow,
May, June,
congratulations.
July.
Are they quadruplets?
No, they're not. The
Kios
fecundity
must be
rate is
great.
very high.
Okay, so we're
Do
going
we
for
want
the
to skip
11th?
June? Well, no, because June would be, if Andy's not going to redo, that would be his last meeting.
We ought to have no, we need that meeting to keep him on board here.
You bet.
June 11th?
Okay, well, I won't be there.
Okay, and we'll take August off. And in July, we'll figure out September, if I'm still here.
Thanks.
Got a new moderator, who knows who the moderator's gonna be? I can select a few that if they win, I won't be here. Okay,
And so on April 28th, are we meeting at 6?
Six.
6 o'clock.
Okay.
yeah, 6.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
April 28th, we're meeting at 6 PM.
Oh, yeah, tell me.
And it should be, it's usually in one of those rooms right near where you check in. Okay, anything else? Selection of the dates took them more time than anything else.
I know.
Can we talk about one thing while we're so early about snow removal? I had a question.
What's your
Just,
question?
to Andrew. So, like that snow removal budget, is that for like out of, like overtime snow removal when they have to come in after hours?
And contractors.
But,
Right.
okay, it
Yes.
doesn't include like when the DPW was moving the snow from the beach to the compost site? That was regular
No.
DPD, was that regular DPW salary, or was it snow removal?
Well, if it was during their regular working hours,
Right.
it's not snow.
Right,
Anything outside of their working hours, whether it be, nights, early mornings, weekends, that's snow overtime. That's it, doing snow related things.
right, okay, thank you, that answers it.
Yeah.
Anything else? Take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So did you set a July meeting or not?
Yes, July 9th.
Right.
Oh, okay. I'm
Second.
sorry, I missed that.
Gar moved to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Maureen seconds. Any discussion on the adjournment? Take a vote. Tom,
Yes.
Gar,
Yes.
Lori,
Yes.
Jean,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
Sarah votes yes. Thank you very much.